to Basic Adventuring 101, the live stream. My name is Saker Alexander, and I play Will and Weeyum on the series. We have a couple cool folks with us. We have Liz Stong, head writer for Basic Adventuring 101.
I have staff? Wow.
Head of staff. Yeah, every time you speak, your sunglasses are flying off of your face.
Just like real life.
And we also have Brad Eick, who plays Tony/Ranger on the show. How are you?
Yo. I am good.
Yo.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. We also had Kristin Brumley, but she something happened to Kristin. She had to leave right before this broadcast went on. I'm gonna see if I can. We're neighbors. We live within 6 feet of each other. So I'm gonna grab Kristin real quick. I'm gonna make sure she's okay, guys. All right, hang on.
Hey guys. So yeah, I'm Kristin, and I am the creator, and I also play Karen/Echo on this Basic Adventuring 101. Cool. Oh, the phone.
That's me, sorry.
Was that you? Is that? Oh, okay, cool. Well, everything's good. No problem. All right. As you can see today, we're cool cats. We are the cool cats. Because we are talking about episode 5, which happens to be one of the coolest episodes in season 1. But you know, I'm really not that good at explaining what happens in this episode. I really think Saker should explain it. I see he hasn't gotten back to his place yet. So let me just make sure he's okay. I'm gonna go get him. Make sure that make sure he gets back here. He needs to be the one to say this. So one sec. All right, yeah, okay.
Hello? Guys, I couldn't find Kristin. That's okay. I've been looking for this book for a while now. It's called How to Resolve a Bit When You Have No Idea What to Do Next. It's a good read. You guys should take a look at it sometime. But anyway, hopefully Kristin will stop by sometime soon. In the meantime, though, let's get to talking about this week's picks. So, Liz, your team, who's your starting quarterback? Who's your head run man? Who's your jump guy? Like, what are you picking this week?
All right, well, my star quarterback, I am definitely going to have to say that it is your cat, Detective Barnaby.
Very good.
He's just a really strong contender, I feel like. My jump man, I am going to have to say Jigglypuff.
Kristin, come back! This is a fantasy football podcast. Oh,
Man,
what
I
a
was
good...
about to actually delve into what I actually would draft. Like, I'm going to go Antonio Brown =1 and Aaron Rodgers. And
Oh,
wait a minute, no, wait.
Is Aaron Rodgers jump man or star guy?
Who are these people? What?
Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback for.
Yeah, the Bartlett Sisters. They're my favorite.
So not football. Let's talk about something important now.
All right, let's do it.
So episode 5 is the episode where we find all the Foxdales inside the gingerbread house enjoying some quesadillas. It is
Let's
all...
go to a clip.
I don't have that done already.
All right.
So everyone imagine, let's put on your imagination caps, or your memory caps as they may be, and go back several weeks, many weeks actually, it's been a few weeks, to that day when we watched episode 5. Please tell me I've got a sound effect for this.
That's your flashback.
There is no, like, dream sequence, like,
Oh, harp glissando, classic harp glissando. You guys all took off your sunglasses.
Oh, we did. It's
All
kind
right,
of
fair enough.
it's kind of inside today.
A little bit.
Ah, but I am wearing my hat.
For those who don't know, this actually happened a lot during filming. We'd just be like sitting around and getting ready to do takes, and all of a sudden, like, hilarity would ensue with some randomness.
Well,
It's true.
especially the night of episode 5. So okay, again,
Right.
let's go back. What happens? Guys, I've seen this so many times. Don't make me be the one to explain this episode.
This episode
All
has
right, I'll
been-
do it. Can I? I'm raising my hand. Can I do it?
Do
Go,
it,
Brad,
Brad.
please.
All right. Episode 5 is the episode in which we are all sitting around the gingerbread house talking about our backstories. Completely out of LARPO vision. We are just ourselves talking about our characters' backstories, eating quesadillas, and then people leave and drama happens after they leave. But we don't see any of that because that's the next episode.
But wait. Yeah, wait.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
There we go. Woo!
That's fair.
Drama. That was good. That was good. All right. So, the night that we made this episode, it was pretty much all done one night because it was fairly simple. I mean, it was basically us sitting around a table and
You would
like.
think that it would be fairly simple.
Right.
Yeah, it's only like 3 shots.
Yeah, it should be like the most simple
Yeah,
episode.
we could like knock that out in like what, like 3 hours tops, easy peasy.
I'm pretty sure that was the schedule.
Yeah, that was everybody's assumption too.
Yeah,
So, what
'cause-
time did we
What
start
they
filming?
didn't,
Do you remember?
what they didn't plan for was the randomness / hilarity that ensues when the 5 of us actually get together.
I mean, there was definitely that. We didn't get started until it was late. That was another part.
Right, because we couldn't film until it got dark.
Right.
Because continuity.
Was that what it was? Continuity.
Yeah, because we didn't want to deal, because if we went late and, it got dark outside, we didn't want to be like, half of our shots are shot in the daytime.
But that can't be right, because as soon as they go outside, it's light again.
Well, really, we just didn't want you to be able to see out the windows. If you,
Oh, okay.
if you can't see out the windows, you just assume that like there's like black curtains or something.
Fair. We
Right.
could have hung black curtains and done it at any time of day, couldn't we?
No.
We'd have to buy black curtains, and I think you're overestimating our budget.
You are correct.
Also, a lot of things that happen when you're filming a bunch of stuff in like a short amount of time is deciding, well, when we can do something inside, we need to do it when we can't do something outside.
Right.
So when the sun would go down, that meant that we couldn't film outside anymore. Therefore, inside was the option. And for some reason, it just ended up being kind of late that we got started. So it was like probably not until at least 9 p.m. that we even started. And at that point, it was literally just getting everyone sat down and going through the lines and figuring out, exactly where the camera is supposed to be and the lighting. I think we had to keep changing the lighting, and we had to move furniture, and like it was actually kind of a mess. And because we were filming inside the house, when we were filming, nobody could make any sound. We had to turn off the air conditioning. We couldn't run the laundry, which meant a lot of people who needed laundry done had to wait until it was done, like all the filming was done.
Right.
The dishwasher couldn't go, so we couldn't clean everything from dinner. And you couldn't walk. Like, you literally could not move. If we were filming, you had to, sit still and wait until we cut, and then you could get to where you needed to go.
I remember whenever I was not in that scene, like when I was not in the scene in the episode, I left to get my mead. I remember the couch we had in the living room, we moved all the way over into the kitchen / dining room area I literally remember laying on that couch playing Fire Emblem on my Game Boy because you could, like she said, you couldn't talk, move, or anything. And I wasn't in the scene, so I couldn't do anything. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna play my Game Boy.
I sort of distinctly remember too that there were a lot of people who were kind of watching the scene from the stairs. It's hard to paint a picture if you haven't been in the house. And then as the night just dragged on, people dropped like flies, and then there was just like a handful of people that were still awake because they had to be in the scene, going slowly insane.
Well, and to make it worse, is even after we finished like filming this episode, then we filmed the stuff with like you and Karen in episode 6, where you run back into the tavern and you do the Umbra's going to kill me. So you two were still awake.
Yeah. So Saker and I still had to stay up like another hour after everybody was finally done. And it was at least like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning by this point.
God, in my memory, it was like 4 a.m., but I'm sure it wasn't that late. I think I just like...
No, I would not have done that to you. I might have done that to you.
That took you an hour? It was like a 10-second scene.
Well, we had to like set up the cameras, set up the lighting.
Yeah, we had to change, like, we had to move things again because we were also aiming at the door.
And I don't know if you've seen the scene, Brad, but it's perfect. So I mean, like,
it is.
There's a lot that goes into that.
I'm not
just like
saying
being amazing.
It's not. It is perfect.
I love watching. We this last weekend we all got together for a party where the cast and crew, we all went to Ravenwood Castle and we played board games and had quesadillas. We literally had quesadillas because it's a thing apparently for us. And we got to watch a lot of the not B-roll, but the bloopers, because Madison has been compiling those. And one of my favorites is watching just like little snippets of me and Saker before we're doing our scene, and we are out of it. Like, we look drunk, like, completely, like, I'm sitting there and I'm, like, talking about my nephew, my 2-year-old nephew, like, oh, yeah, he just says the word dwone. And so now I'm just standing there and I'm saying, dwone, Saker. And Saker is just, like, he's letting me, I don't know what was going on, really, but...
Like, I mean, but like, how long? We thought it would be 3 hours. We thought it would be 9 to midnight, so it ended up being like 5 hours, and then we had a scene to film after that. Me and Madison had, you'll probably see this a lot when the bloopers get released, but like, I would do this, and this was like, oh, I got a full tank, and then I would like, between takes, I'd look at her and I'd be like, oh, I'm getting low, like, and then eventually I would get so far down that I got this second insane wind where I was just, it was exactly, it's punch drunk, where you're just like, let's do it, I'm so excited, this is fun now again.
Yeah, there is definitely a blooper where everybody's singing and you just look straight at the camera, you do this, and then you just walk away. You just keep going until like I run up after you.
I need to see those.
So.
Yeah. I think I started crying watching that one. I was laughing so hard.
Oh, that's great. I'm so happy that exists.
Well, but what was really impressive to watch, and not just the bloopers, but like going through the footage and seeing all of it, you could see how tired we were. Mm-hmm. Especially like Chloe, like she was like dying. But how impressive it was, where as soon as Maddie was like action, we all like literally you see us like go up like like back straighten, like, and then like our eyes brighten because we act.
You'd never guessed that we all hated each other watching the episode.
Oh God, hated you all.
And Chloe was such a trooper during that scene.
Yeah.
Because like that's just a hard scene to do. I feel like for anybody, especially for that character though, because she's still more in it than everybody else. The rest of you guys are like, whatever, we're just going to be ourselves, out in LARP vision. But she's like that character, Tasha Abigail is still on. So.
Yeah, that's true.
And she really just everything she does, she just nails perfectly. So she's great.
She's a pro.
She is a pro. That's right.
I mean, you mentioned... go ahead.
No, you go. You go.
Well, I mean, you had mentioned quesadillas earlier. Oh, don't give me that look. And I think that's a very apropos time to mention that at the beginning of this whole thing, I believe, was it you, Liz, or was it Jack, who said, don't eat the quesadillas?
That was me, because you know what my job
Oh,
is?
yeah. Yeah, of course.
What's my job say?
Continuity.
There you
That's
go.
right, Brad.
Continuity.
But so Liz was like, guys, don't eat the quesadillas. And from 9 to 10:30, we were like, oh yeah, easy. We're carrying this tray back in and back out, and we're just looking at them.
There were three. There were 3 quesadillas on each plate at the beginning.
And then like around 11, I think we all were like, I'm just gonna nibble the edges of my quesadilla. No one will ever notice, and I'll just nibble. It's fine. And then by like 1 a.m., I was just like taking huge chunks out of cheese just dripping from my mouth. Like, I don't. But actually, I don't think that
The
you
cheese
could tell,
couldn't be dripping from your mouth because they had gotten cold by that point.
I was so upset and angry that it was heating the cheese. No, but I don't think it mattered. I was looking specifically to see if you could see the case.
No, it's just all the good takes were early on in the evening.
So we could have stopped at like 11. I love it. Perfect.
That way they were just torturing us and making sure that the next day we would be sufficiently tired
It's
so
true.
that we couldn't rebel.
You know, it's a form of like torture, just kind of, making you guys more, pliable and compliant.
I believe it.
I mean, as much as I loved the experience, I feel like it really was kind of Stockholm syndrome. I was like, this is fun. All these people are wonderful, but this is like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But then
With this
it made me love
episode
everybody
5
more.
though, episode 5 though, I felt like was one of the most chill filming sessions ever. Like everything else was like intense, or man, you got to get this right, or like you're doing some sort of fight or something, whatever. That to me, when I look back at that filming, like that was the night I was like, this is just we're just chilled,
Yeah.
It was until about like midnight when everyone was just like, okay, we need to go to bed. But I mean, it was just really relaxing to me, I guess. But I'm only in like half the scene, so I guess
Right. Well,
maybe it was more so for me than
This
anybody
was
else.
also one of the last, I feel like this is one of the last nights we filmed. And so there's also just the accumulated tiredness from the entire, 8 days of filming. Just kind of piling up.
Yeah, it was fun. Don't get me wrong. I had a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I didn't have to wear chainmail, so honestly, it was one of my favorite filming parts.
Or boots. If you watched yourself leave, you're wearing socks.
I know! I noticed that too. I was like, oh shit.
You're wearing.
You can totally tell that I am not wearing shoes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I refuse.
I mean, watching it back, I'm noticing little things like the quesadillas was obviously the obvious thing. and you're not wearing socks.
Continuity!
Well, then, if you look at me, like messing with that string, I literally do nothing with that string,
Yeah.
but make one loop out of it, and then I fold it up and set it down when I'm supposed to be attaching it to the box, but I don't do anything with it.
Oh.
Oh,
I forgot.
well.
Yeah. No, Brad, your micro expressions in this episode are really great.
Oh, yes. I especially love just, the whole, interaction with, Will and Tony, where you're like, oh, yes, Will being Will. Will being Will. Just that, the look of, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
man.
You
But
really
the delivery. The delivery of so many of those lines, because it was a hard episode actually just to film, even though it was us just sitting around a table. The fact that we were around a table was actually difficult in terms of angles and finding ways to get all of that.
Mhm.
But it was also trying to make it interesting, because it's literally so this is an episode about people sitting and talking, which is hard to make interesting. Unless it's delivered well, it's written well, it's filmed well, I thought that was a big challenge.
Yeah. Turned out good. I like this episode a lot.
Yeah. And Will totally screws up, man.
Yeah.
That's his job. That's his job. I don't know.
So
I-
good at
You're
it.
fired, Saker.
Although,
Well, I'm
didn't
taking.
you mess up one of the lines in
I
your
did.
monologue?
pretty bad, which I wrote down so that I could comment on it. I say, to have Will watch his mother die, when I should have said to have Wiyum watch his mother die.
You did.
So I screwed up. Liz, this is Liz's fault. I'm blaming this on Liz.
I believe Liz at one point does do a table flip.
So, like, I think at the end, like, when you guys were, like, done filming, like, Madison was, like, kind of, like, trolling, like, hey, we need help with continuity. And I just, like, walk in, I flip, like, a plate, and then walk off.
That's great. Oh. Are those going online? Are those going online at some point, Kristin? The bloopers and...
No, never. No one shall ever see them but us. No, of course.
After 10,000 years, I'm free.
I hope so. I hope I get to. I'd love to see him. I love watching stuff like that. I think it's hysterical.
We will have a version that will go on our YouTube channel for everyone, but like the extended version stuff, like all of it will be not all of it. Oh God, there's like hours, but just us messing up.
It's exciting.
But like there will be a lot more on the DVD. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a reason to get it, basically. But we will put out some on the YouTube because there's just one in particular that like, oh, my love.
Oh, that's great.
Like, I'm trying to guess which one it is.
So I started crying. I cried.
Oh,
it's so good. I just like.
I think my favorite blooper is coming from when we were filming something where I think is going to be in episode 8. So I can't say it because we haven't seen episode 8 yet. But that's what I remember. Like distinctly remember that the blooper that I did I messed up. That I thought it was funny, but
I don't remember.
I can't say it because it hasn't been aired yet. So.
oh gosh. Actually, my favorite blooper of yours isn't really a blooper so much as like just an example of how like badass you actually are. And it's from episode 2 where, and I love this moment, you reach back to get an arrow to like finish off this goblin, right? You don't take an arrow out of your quiver. You take out 2, and you went with it. You're like, whatever, I got this. And it was like. You couldn't do that twice if you tried.
I couldn't, and you know what? That was like believe it or not, that was the first take. I ripped those 2 and I just knocked them and went, and I'm like, after that, I got one but missed. Like I totally missed it, didn't get out of any, and then I literally remember grabbing like all of them, and I have like 6 arrows, which I can't knock correctly, and it falls apart. And then finally, Rob and Maria were like taping like all of them but one together, so I only had one to grab, and when I grabbed 2 and just did it fine.
I have a lot of behind-the-scenes footage that I should probably forward over to Jack, like just stuff from my phone. Like Brad, at some point you volunteered just to like take all your armor off and get shot with the boffer arrows, like for fun. And then I have like Rob and oh my gosh, what's Chloe's friend's name? The cameraman.
Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan Schultz and
Ryan!
I remember that! Oh my gosh!
Ryan and Pinkerton like arm wrestling for who gets to be the cameraman in the future. Or maybe it was Andrew. I don't remember. Anyway, it was good stuff. There's a cat party now.
I totally forgot this. Wait, a cat party? Kitty. Oh, yeah. She will never come when I... Aww. Wait. I can make this. It's going to be fine. Everything's great.
Perfect.
I'll just pet my own head.
That's
Brad, where's your cat?
I told you I can't do that kind of stuff because I'm on my phone.
All right. Back on topic. All right. By the way, I wanted to. There was a comment on one of our viewers said that he hates Will. So he plays it amazingly. Talking about this episode.
Hooray!
Tony is my favorite foxtail, but Will is definitely bringing a known stereotype to the table.
I guess that's all I can ask for. Each of
Thank
us has a
you.
purpose to serve.
So that was Draggy Duck. Woo!
Yay! Thanks, Draggy Duck.
I'm very touched that Tony's their favorite foxtail. Very
He's my
touched.
favorite Foxtail too.
Oh man, I don't know who my favorite foxtail
Thank
is.
you. Probably
Yourself.
not me.
If you were anything like your character, it would be yourself.
Oh man. Oh. I don't know. That's rough, man. I don't know. I'd have to sit down.
I think my favorite fox. I think mine's actually Abigail. I think Abigail is actually my favorite foxtail because she's so into the game. Like she's like in it. Like she is in the game. Like it is not a game to her. It is life. You know. But
I think I might like AJ's character the best. I think I might identify with her the most as well. AJ has a great. I don't know why this made me laugh so much. I didn't laugh at all when I first watched this episode, but when I just rewatched it today in preparation for this, when Chloe leaves, when Tasha leaves, AJ like jumps to pick up her entire chair to move it 1 centimeter over to tell you that she's peeing. Like, I don't know why, but that cracked me up watching it this time. Like, hold up, this is a secret, so let me move 1 inch over.
I actually really enjoy AJ's whole like reactions and her snappy comments and stuff throughout the whole episode. Like when you come in and like, what's a private conversation? Something that doesn't involve you. Yeah, like pretty. I just like her attitude. I think AJ really nailed that character. Like I think all of us really did a great job with the acting.
Mm-hmm.
There
was
not
a
just
lot of
that scene, like the whole series.
Well, but particularly in episode 5, though, I think there was a lot of really cool moments for each of the different characters where we got to learn about them, and they got to have like those fun little moments where Sarah got to be snarky, and but you also learned that she loves the Spice Girls.
Right.
That's a very important character trait.
It's so important. Like, I think so.
Like, what can I reveal about this character? Like, this is a very pivotal scene.
Spice Girls.
Well, now I'm thinking that I'm sure that Sarah pairs each of the 5 foxtails up with one of the Spice Girls. So I'm wondering.
She does.
She does. Oh, you've thought about this, Liz?
Oh yes, I have thought about this.
Liz, please enlighten us.
All right.
Please do.
Hold on, I have to like think of the Spice Girls. First, you have Scary Spice.
Yes.
And I feel like she probably most identifies with Scary Spice. Just kind of like that kind of intimidating. She does what she wants attitude. Let's see, we have Posh Spice. That's definitely Abigail because she's kind of like standoffish and aloof, but still like still kind of approachable. So Sporty Spice, that's going to be Ranger, because just kind of the active, one who's like most likely to get his hands dirty.
That leaves her and I as Baby and Ginger. Boy, am I excited to see how this pans out.
Gosh, which one do you want me to do first? So Karen is Ginger Spice because she's kind of sassy.
She can be sassy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like if anybody knows the sassy side of her, it's going to be Sarah because, sisters. Which leaves you, Will, as Baby Spice.
Baby Spice. All right.
You're kind of naive, kind of like...
That's actually fair, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like inexperienced, but you have like the girl next door charm.
Aww. So, Kristin, how much would it take to license Wannabe for season 2? You think maybe as the opening song?
We could probably swing that. I think.
I think
It'll
so.
Be fine. That would we'll just bump up the Kickstarter goal like.
They'll be our stretch goals,
Oh, stretch goals, guys.
Perfect. I will push that so hard if we're working towards Wannabe. Like that's my dream.
Could do a parody, perhaps.
That's true.
Oh wow.
Get on that. Write it. I
Oh.
expect you to write it. Thank
Alright.
you.
Okie Candy.
Okie dokie.
It's my area of expertise is song parodies.
Well, you did help us write LARP Shop.
LARP Shop. Yeah, that's
LARP
right.
Shop.
I forgot about that back in the day.
That was like quite a few years ago.
God, how long ago was that?
2 years.
2?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was
Wow.
longer now because the pilot was like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we did it, we filmed it as a stretch goal for the Kickstarter. So,
Boy, oh boy.
Okay.
Let me tell you a video that my students love. It would be LARP Shop. Good gosh. They really love that video. Hi, if anybody's watching this. I'll see you in class on Monday. Yeah, I don't know. That was a fun video to film.
the comments in there are like, yeah, Mr. Alexander, Mr. Alexander's my teacher, Mr. Alexander, gee, what a nerd.
That's right, 'cause they're all your
Every
students.
time. Oh, my
I think
God.
all of the views are from your students.
They might be. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm that was where they all came from.
How did they find out about it? Did you tell them, or
No,
did they just Google you?
Yeah, when you're a teacher, you Google, or when you're a student, you Google your teachers, and I think if you Google Saker Alexander on, or actually I think if you YouTube it, because my name's in the credits.
Saker Alexander.
Give it a go.
All right, hey guys.
First comes up. Are we getting off track?
Yes. Yeah.
What's your favorite moment in episode 5?
I think it's a different answer for me as a viewer and as an actor, because I think my favorite moment as a viewer, definitely this time I laughed the hardest at AJ moving her chair 1 inch over, which is the stupidest thing to laugh at. But behind the scenes, like I remember Jack and I having so much fun with my line, oh yeah, umbrella. Like, I just remember that mutating into like, umbrella. Like, as stupid as Will could possibly get with it. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god. Wait, does he say umbrella? He says that.
He says, okay, umbrella.
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa, what a foreshadowing!
What?
Right. Yeah. In
What does he
episode
call
7.
her? What does he call her in episode 7?
My little
in
umbrella.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, yeah.
It's the
What
same
talk
name, but
about?
told in 2 different connotations. You know, it's the negative and then the snarky.
That's true. I thought that was
We'll talk
planned.
about it. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
This was planned. I don't know. All right. Hey, Brad. What about
I think my favorite. I was about to say. I think my favorite. I'm torn. I like I said, I really enjoyed AJ's snarkiness and a lot of her like facial reactions and stuff like that. But I also enjoy how subtly Chloe melded from Abigail into Tasha in that one monologue. Like, you can tell she's definitely still like she realizes that we're all not really playing the game, but at the same time she's so into this story, she can't help but kind of like fuse herself into Abigail to tell it. And I kind of enjoy the subtlety of that, the subtle nuance of that. So I'm a little bit torn as to which is my favorite moments. But
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Liz!
So it's kind of 3 things. So, I have 3 favorites.
now I feel not so bad about having 2.
So the first is, which is like the most mundane thing, is that like in the background, like behind everybody, I like put one of the puppets, or the, I guess they're sort of puppets, of Brian in a picture frame at the gingerbread house, and like wrote like the menu and like prices and all that, and like, Brian says, clean up your mess, which the Foxtails don't do. They just leave their garbage behind. 2, just all of Brad's expressions, like when Will is like being like, well, this thing happened and now people just left and I don't know what happened. Just like all of that is just like so subtle and so spot on that like that's just perfect. And 3rd, just Saker, how you deliver. My parents were farmers, wheat farmers.
God, that's my favorite too.
Every time I hear it, I'm just like, wheat farmers.
Wheat.
The specificity is the soul of narrative. Will heard that once and has repeated it to himself ever since.
That's what makes him a good role player.
Yes.
I think my favorite line from you, Saker, in that very same instant is the marauding band of bandits.
Oh,
Bandits.
Yeah.
He's like, oh crap, alliteration. Bandits.
Yeah.
Do I say teams? What do I say?
I'm glad that translated well. That was I mean, for me, you guys. I mean, all the other members of the team are kind of actors, but I've never really had any acting experience. So for me to have to deliver a monologue that was like more than 3 sentences, I was like, oh god, this is going to be a disaster. So I'm glad it turned out well.
My favorite moment is the moment we see, like, and this is all me. You see Karen's face like just change, and where we really have our first, I feel like, real like serious moment in the season, where it's kind of that snap back to like real life and realizing that a lot of these tropes that we use in LARP sometimes don't hold the weight that they actually should, where they are used as just a story element and like that's it, but some people have actually experienced those things and like how that's really significant. So that was my favorite. Like it was really fun for me too to like portray that. So that's my favorite.
Yeah, you did a great job with that too.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Thank you. Oh man, we have a really good conversation happening right now on our episode 3 page.
Yeah,
So,
I've been kind of following along.
yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's pretty great. You guys are missing out.
Cannot
Guys.
see.
Wop, wop, wop.
Yeah, I can't see. So
It's cool. We'll call out a few of them, but I did want to go through some of the comments that are also happening on the actual episode 5 page, because we got a lot of good comments on this episode. First of all,
Hold on, my battery's about to die. I'm gonna plug in. Sorry.
Okay.
he's gonna die, guys.
Oh no.
No. Okay.
I'm already way ahead of you because I already have my phone plugged in because I knew that would be a thing, so I just kept it plugged in for the whole duration.
You're smart. You're a smarty guy.
That's because he's the veteran and our dad in the group.
True.
He's
Even though
so paternal.
Hey,
Most
don't
of
paternal. I love that in the script. That's my favorite part about the script. Where Liz writes, like, Ranger says paternally.
Subtitles, and it's like, gives the paternal glance. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually going to be part of the production book, where we have a drinking game that goes along with the script and the episode. So anytime, like, for instance, Ranger does something paternally, you drink. You will get very drunk. So in episode 5,
yes,
like,
you
for
will
instance,
get very drunk.
or if Will's confused, I believe was the other one.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Abigail does something over dramatically.
What do you mean?
And Umbra says something snarky. I think so. So it was like you're gonna be done just watching this or doing this.
Maybe we should have it where you drink water when, like, Karen says what.
Really, anytime anyone says what?
Yeah, drink water. Oh God, so you don't die. So Daniel M. says on episode 5, well, that was unexpected to say the least.
Is that good?
Excellent choice of expanding on the player's background and not just using them as proxies to further the character stories. Kudos.
Cool.
So, yeah, I think that was kind of the point. Spencer wants to know about the title of Best Butt.
Did I have the title in that episode?
I believe you do, for more than one reason.
You did.
I think I may have. Okay. Good.
So, yes, Spencer asks, perhaps we can get an explanation on the methods used on determining who is branded with this title of Best Butt. Was there a panel of judges? If so, how many years of school had they attended to get their current prestigious seats of power over such an honorable title? I would like to enter myself in the running for when next the elders assemble.
That's wonderful.
So I decide who the best butt is when I'm editing, like, and doing the final mix before it goes out. And a lot of it has to do literally with who has their butt shown in the episode the most.
Really?
Yeah. Or who I deem to be a butt in the episode. As in this one, where it was clearly Will the butt.
Indeed.
So,
I am best butt. Very good, very good.
Yep, that's the explanation of that.
Although, I think at that point your pants had ripped.
Maybe I delved.
Oh, God! His pants!
So we might have indeed seen your butt a lot while filming that episode.
No, we
that's
did.
Possible.
But it was episode 6 that you actually kind of see it.
Oh, really? Do you actually? Oh, I need to rewatch episode
when you
6.
walk towards the door. But we'll get to that next week.
That's
Next week!
Next basic discussion 101.
It'll probably be next week. Who am I kidding? Giga Impact Studios.
I think I delved.
What?
I think I delved a little too deep into this because I actually went back. And looked at all of 6, 7 episodes as to who the best butt was because I didn't know it. I didn't know it. And so I saw that explanation and I was like, oh, okay, so who is it in each episode? Once, like, twice it's Sal, and then once
that
it's
was an
Saker,
accident.
And once it's Rob.
It wasn't supposed to be
Pinkerton,
Sal for twice.
and then I'm episode 7.
Yep. I think it's because you're the only butt I remember actually seeing. Yeah. Because I didn't see anybody else's butt except for yours. Butts. Giga Impact Studio says, I wasn't able to watch BA 101 for a while, so I'm binge watching today, and it's starting to get my heart guts all tangled. I need more.
I just want to say I love the phrase heart's guts.
Right? Oh, the best. Saddest LARP. Oh, damn! I feel like that's how they said it. That's some serious good writing. Good job, Liz.
Thanks.
Enjoyed the episode. Great, yeah. Enjoyed the episode and totally felt for Karen when her face changed. Damn. Pants status 0 says he'd probably get along really well with Will, I think. Sorry, I'm not making fun of your name at all, but it is kind of funny. The writing on this is way better than I expected it to be.
I have that screenshotted, by the way, just so I can look at it like, yeah.
No shade. I watched this at least twice.
Oh.
So I'm just like, man, I'm better than expectations.
I like when people say, I can't remember, like in episode 2 or 3, somebody was like, God, this opening song is horrible. And then in episode 5, they comment, or 4 maybe, and they were like, I'm tolerating the opening song. I was like, yeah! I got tolerated.
Actually, a lot of people are commenting in our thing saying that they sing along with it every time. So...
What?
It's a great song. I enjoy it. I enjoy our theme song.
I don't think anyone but Kristin has heard the extended version, the way it's meant to be heard.
Yeah, there is actually an extended version that's going to be part of the collection of music, like the soundtrack, that's going to be available. So, which includes like all the end credit songs and.
Speaking of, this is the best end credits theme.
Right! Oh my gosh! So the guy who did
Yeah.
the end credits for episode 5, he lives in New York and does like, I mean, he's into theater. Like, you can tell it's very like theater-esque, but I love it because it's like, he wrote it specifically for Will, and it just makes me so happy. There's actually an extended version for it as well that's going to be in the collection. So.
Oh.
I think this is a good
excited.
time for me to say that I feel like every time I watch the opening, it reminds me of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme. It strikes me as that, with the split screen with the two different personalities.
Well, that's I mean,
I enjoyed it.
They
because I
asked
love that
me-
show. So.
When I was asked to write a new version of the theme, because the old version of the theme was fun, but it didn't really reflect what I think the team wanted it to reflect. So when they asked me to write the new version, I took inspiration from 90s cartoons, but specifically there's a cartoon called Samurai Pizza Cats, if you've ever heard of it, which... I mean, it's the typical every 90s cartoon starts by introducing all of its characters at the beginning, but that one is the one that I drew from. But yeah, I like that it gives everybody's a quick introduction. So even if you're jumping in, you still have an idea.
Yep, we wanted it to be as cheesy as possible.
Yep, that's what they told me.
We did it. Well, actually, we didn't. There's another version that I really want to put out there that will be even cheesier, but you'll see it another time. Oh, man. All right, so final... You'll see.
Okay.
So final comment from episode 5. Adam, the storyteller, said, "I don't LARP, but this really had me laughing. Very well done. Could even get me thinking about giving it a go." Yay!
That was the mission, huh, of BA 101?
Yeah. So.
Well, mission done. Let's shut it down. We're good.
All right, done. We're going to see the last episode. We could have stopped at episode 5.
Yeah. Oh man.
All that awesome filming we did out in the woods and in that field, totally worth it.
With the dog. Wait, is it this or episode 6?
Field.
Where the dog is in the I love the little post credits
That
bumpers, by
is
the way.
6.
Oh,
Yeah.
6. Oh yeah, this one is
7.
7. This one is
No, it's 7. Yeah, the dog is 7. It's between me when me and Scald are talking. You see the dog walk behind the scene.
Chloe.
And then Ryan had to wrangle it.
But I like the end bump of episode 5 too, where you've got Chloe's doing. We were running lines or something, and yeah, boom, right in Amber's face. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so giving on to trivia. In case you all didn't know, there is a little eye thing over here. It's a little icon. If you click on it, you guys can't. Stop clicking.
I was confused.
You're like, how do I do it?
Will is confused. Take a drink.
Oh, take a drink. The rest of you can click on it, and you can answer the trivia questions ahead of us as we go through them. I forget what they are. Crap. I got this. It's fine, guys. Whatever. Oh yeah. Okay. So, first question, guys. I'm gonna say the question and the answers, and then we'll go through, and you'll raise your hand if you think which one it is. So the question is, what does Brad refer to, or Tony Ranger refer to as his mead in episode 5? Is it Mountain Dew? A. B. Actual mead. Is it C. Iced tea? D. Lemonade. C. E. E.
Well, this fell apart.
Water. What is in this? It's iced tea, really. Is it?
Of the Long Island variety?
All right, raise your hand if you believe it is Mountain Dew.
Yes, all right.
Raise your hand if it's actual mead.
Oh, we all voted. Do we get more than one vote?
Oh, yeah, you did. No.
Okay, I'll keep raising
All
my
right,
hand.
so yeah, that was very anticlimactic to put it at the beginning. I should always make it E.
Great. Sure.
I remember, Tony.
I actually really enjoyed that because, as you can tell by the fact that I'm drinking a Kickstarter, I actually love Mountain Dew. So.
It was, we thought it was funny because it made us feel like what real LARPers do.
It really is.
Yeah, which is the best. Question number 2. What was Liz's super special job on episode 5? Was it A, defending the quesadillas, B, fanning the actors, C, holding the lights, or D, talking the director from the ledge?
What about crying in the corner? Because I feel like that was also my job.
Or E, crying. Oh, I can add it right now. In the corner. Save. Aw, you poor person. All right, so was it A, defending the quesadillas? Raise your hand. The worst thing to put in at the beginning.
Continuity!
There it is.
Although crying in the corner maybe too, but I don't know. I would call that your super special job.
I was kind of doing it for
At
everybody.
first, I thought it was going to be all of the above.
Yeah, because she talked Jack off the ledge. I'm sure she held a light at some point.
Those lights were super hot. If she had held them, she would have burnt herself.
That's right. Did you guys already talk about how we melted a thing in episode?
We sure did.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I wish she had fanned the actors.
Yeah.
She didn't love us that much. All right, next question. What does Brian's photo say on the wall? Is it A, quesadillas equal extra health? B, die loudly or die permanently? C, don't break character? Or D, clean up your mess? All right. Was it quesadillas equal extra health? No? Okay. Die loudly or die permanently? No. Okay. Don't break character, like everybody's doing in this scene. No. All right. Clean up your mess?
Oh, right. I'm supposed to vote.
Yeah, you gotta vote. Yay! And again, we all leave a mess. We're the worst. And finally, who has the best backstory? This is an opinion. This isn't what's right. So which of the characters was your favorite backstory? This is story time.
I think I enjoy Abigail's. Tony's is fun. Tony's is fun, but I really like Abigail's.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, it's dramatic.
Good. I like.
Wait. This is what.
Oh, do I have to leave the scene?
No,
how this works.
Darn it. No, that's when I go. All right, go on. Go on, Will.
I like Brian's. He's in the back of the scene. If you listen very carefully, you can hear him telling his backstory. Eric did a great job, and it touched me in ways I never thought I would be touched.
You should tell us more about Brian's backstory.
Okay. Brian came from a family where his mother and father had 19 children, and he was the 8th. He was born Rockatilly Tanderson, but he changed his name to... Hey! It's Thorny! Hi, buddy! No, my favorite is Tony's.
What about you, Karen?
I want to point out that someone thinks Echo clearly has the best backstory.
It's pretty solid.
Thank you, Robert. No.
He's a good boyfriend.
He's a good boyfriend. Thank you. Oh, you did so good. Okay, actually, it would be for me, Tony, because from his backstory we get the word euphemisming, which is so good.
I remember reading that. Remember reading that, and I even had to ask Liz. Is like, Liz, is this supposed to be something else, or is it actually say euphemisming? And she's like, yeah, it's supposed to be euphemisming, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, I like put that as like a placeholder. I'm like, I don't know what to write. I'll like come back to it later. And I came back. I'm like, that's pretty good.
And then like Maddie and I are like, yes, this is perfect. Please, let's use this word.
No, everything else in the script. Everything else is terrible.
Get it out. But this, the euphemisming, yes.
Yeah.
That's producer talk right there. When I talk producer, yes, no, don't do that. What are you doing?
I love the reaction of both Abigail and Saker when I say that, and they're all like they can't believe it. Like, he euphemismed someone? What? This is Ranger, you know.
Oh man.
Yes, it's so good. So
I think that's got ethos. That's got ethos. It's the best.
All the things.
Yep.
Okay.
I also like Saker's response to me. It can't be my backstory because I am stuffy or whatever. Like, he does the tide, like the thing, and I'm like, yeah, that's about how my character is a lot of the time.
Oh, and I do want to give a shout out that I think my personal favorite is Umbra's, just because it's so simple. It's not like over the top, and it's just like. No, that's it. That's my backstory. Not putting a lot of thought into it. I just want to play.
And there's so many LARPers who are like that. I mean, and it's cool. Whatever. Like Eric.
Yeah.
Brian.
That is his character's backstory.
His backstory is literally, well, my family are farmers, but I wanted to be an adventurer, so I just got bored and left home. Like, they were like, nobody has that backstory. But we all should have that backstory. Oh. All right, let's get to questions from everybody. Because I keep trying to keep these to an hour, guys.
Sorry.
I'm the worst moderator. Let's start with JP Rakoth, who wants to know, are you all also LARPers in real life, and what made you pick up the hobby?
I am not. I am not a LARPer, nor have I ever LARPed except for one time when we went as a group with this web series. I do a sparring group called Gladiator, which is similar, but we don't use stories or things like that. So I've never actually LARPed.
I used to LARP somewhat often, but I have not gone in several years now. So I really need to get back on that. But yeah, I used to.
I actually met you, Saker, at the LARP that you were at.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were NPCing.
Was that the Bugbear Revolution?
It was the Bugbear Revolution.
That was one of the most fun things I've ever done. That was a blast, yeah.
That was one of my favorite NPC times because we were told that bugbears are very smart, or militaristic, so they would know how to fight as a unit. Yeah. And then we were just told to we had a barn essentially that we were supposed to keep.
Yep.
But we knew the players were gonna come and they wanted something from us. Yep. And we knew that they were coming and that we needed to defend our home. So we resorted to actual military type tactics, if I recall.
It was kind of insane, yeah. There was a lot of distractions and flanking and pincer and
we were not high level things. We were not given high HP. We barely did damage. But we planned, and we all we were in a huddle. We're all right, we're gonna do, and we all did it. Because I feel I feel like you can make plans with people, but unless everybody follows it, it doesn't, like,
Right.
but we were like, yes,
Right.
we are the bugbears. And then we started killing everybody. Like, we were not supposed, like, the entire player group, the whole group that came, died.
Yeah, that was the best part, is I think we got lucky on a few of them, and then the rest just got really intimidated because they were like, oh my god, we're getting killed by these guys, and then we were able to that was amazing.
And so they all ran. Fun. They ran away, and we were like, huzzah! Our home is saved!
Didn't they come back and just slaughter us there later?
They brought the entire town. They went back and brought back everybody to kill the bugbears.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. You know, and I PC'd a few times, but God, I loved NPCing so much more. It's just so much of a blast to. I mean, obviously you have to have some respect for, you know, this. Not all of these characters are, you know, have a death wish, but you can be a little more loosey-goosey with an NPC and just sort of, you know, be a little more reckless, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Liz, you're a LARPer, right?
Yeah, I do LARP. I'm still actively LARPing. I sometimes like run plots. So Brian is my self-insert character. So, yeah, I don't really have much more to say. LARPing is pretty awesome.
Yeah. I too am a LARPer. I obviously.
Yes.
2009. The summer of 2009 was the beginning of my LARP career. And, I mean, I don't LARP as much as I used to because I am running my own company and doing shit, but I still try to do it as often as I can. So, hopefully soon. The summer heat is leaving us, so I'm more willing to go out and not sweat to death. All right. Okay, so Draggy Duck wants to know what our first characters' backstories are. So if we are LARPers, Brad, I know that you just played Ranger, basically, when we went to go LARP together.
Right.
But you guys, so Saker and Liz, give us a short background story of like your actual LARP characters.
My first character was made mostly with cosplay parts. Oh no. And it was his name was Dolan Dodd, the Dueling God, and he was a first level character who thought that he was the king of dueling because he had beat one guy in a duel once. He would just go around and try to duel, like, you know, these ridiculously high leveled people, and they would just trounce me, and I would accuse them of cheat. Like, I just wanted to play an egomaniacal, so I guess in a way. But yeah, Dolan Dodd, the Dueling God. That was my first character.
I actually don't remember my first character's backstory. I think it had something to do with, like, I don't know, like, bastard child, had to leave home. It was dumb. Whatever it was. It was so dumb. And then, like, I met Eric's character, like, in a bar fight, and then we became traveling buddies. Like, that's really the only part of it I remember. Because it never really came up, because, like, it was so dumb I didn't want to tell anybody. And it wasn't even, like, cheeky dumb, like, my other character, Skasha, Derek, where her backstory was, she had 17 sisters and decided to leave home because 17 sisters. Like, that was her entire backstory, and I told that all the time, like, oh, you know, so weird to see, like, you know, one of your kind here. It's like 17 sisters. And everyone was just like, yes, that is an explanation.
That's great.
I love it. And my first character was Iris Kismet, who I had a super dramatic, stupid backstory too. Where it was like she had accidentally killed her fiance in this really like thing with Bob, and so she was running from home and could never go back because she had murdered somebody, and they would destroy her, and it was, I don't know, dramatic and stupid. So, all right, next question. What's your favorite behind-the-scene moment or blooper? I think I've already mentioned that mine is one that we are eventually going to put up, and it made me cry. It was so good. But I don't want to say what it is because it just the timing. It was the representation of the fact that we all work so well together and build off of each other so well that it was just like it looked staged, but I know it wasn't.
I'm really excited to see whatever this is. I mean, I haven't seen the bloopers. I didn't go to that thing over the weekend, so I don't know what was caught. And I have the worst memory, so I do not remember what happened that weekend.
I remember a couple of different ones, but the one I remember was on the end blurb of episode 6, I think. Was you, Saker, talking to Kristin, and he's like, I like you, I love you, I like Sarah, but I just want to like familiarly.
That's right. Yeah, that was fun.
I don't. For some reason, I can't find the clip where we came in the opposite.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they weren't actually filming. Remember when we came in that scene and it was like, we came in and I was like, get the box, newbie, and you're like, got it.
Oh, it's funny that that's your favorite because that might be my least favorite memory. If only because we thought this was gonna be so funny and we were like, okay, you know my lines, I know your lines, let's go out and do it. And we went out and nobody laughed, and then I realized like, this has been such a long day. I'm so sorry, everybody. But I still think it's funny.
Well, we were filming, so like we didn't want to laugh.
Right.
Because I was there.
Capture it.
And like every time I think of them, like because you're like, get the box, experienced player. Like,
yeah.
Like looked at enough that I was like, you put some thought into this. Well done. Well done.
Maybe it's
fun.
still somewhere. I'm trying to find it in all the footage.
I think my favorite is actually from the pilot. My favorite are the ones I can talk about. Is from the pilot, and like it's like you and Madison. You're like sitting there and you're talking, and someone puts a laser pointer on your face, and she just like without a beat, just like bam.
Yeah.
And we're like, that was so perfect. We need to put this on Vine.
Yes, we did.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was Saker and Maddie.
How many times have I gotten slapped for the sake of this production?
So many. I know Madison's favorite behind the scenes / blooper, and it's definitely you getting slapped over and over.
Actually, I think my favorite behind the scenes thing might be Hover Bee from the pilot. That's so long ago now. Yeah. But I think we've talked about him when we talked about the pilot.
We have.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. I have a question from TARDIS Girl about the dream spell thing, but let's talk about that when we get to episode 7. So we have something to talk about then. So hold on to that question, bring it up again. We definitely will answer it, but I want to, Dragon Duck wants to know about the inn in real life because it was a convincing inn. If you're talking about the gingerbread house, which is the out-of-character stuff, that was literally at a cabin called the Gingerbread House, who gave us a really good deal on staying there for 10 days. And so we gave them basically the name and the script. And it was a fantastic house that did house all of us, and there was almost 20 of us, I think, at any given moment, like 19, I think. It's built for 12. And it was wonderful. It was a wonderful place in Hocking Hills, Ohio. If anybody is looking for a vacation spot, please go and tell them that we sent you so that they love us more and want us back. But if you're talking about the LARP version, like in LARPovision, then that's at Ravenwood Castle, which is literally just down the street from this place. And we could talk more about that when we get to episode 6.
In the production book, are you going to make a basic adventuring tour? It's where you lay out the map of Hocking Hills. Location 1, location 2, location 3.
That would be really good, actually.
Do we actually remember all the locations we filmed at? And do we want to admit to some of the locations we filmed
at? We will not admit to some of them. We can show, like, hey, here's Gingerbread House and here's Ravenwood.
Yeah.
I mean, we filmed...
we did not trespass.
We did not trespass. I'm reasonably sure we didn't trespass.
We think so.
Somebody had to have owned that land. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That was a lot of land. I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
Let us have this.
Fair enough.
Don't know what you're talking about. All right. Are those real swords and armor from Zero Phoenix 1? If you're talking about inside the Basic Adventuring 101, yes.
Let me tell you, it's real armor.
Yes, Saker of all people would know that that is real plate armor
Yeah.
that he is wearing on a consistent basis.
It's hefty.
Mm-hmm.
The chainmail was also real. Like, it was of a grade that it would be totally defense. Like, it would defend me from being sliced. Like, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It also weighed
weapons-
30 pounds.
The weapons were also, like, in LARP Vision, weapons were stage combat quality, meaning they were real metal, but not sharpened to where they would cut anybody if they got hit by it. Now,
The real
we had
swords.
LARP weapons, which were also, like, foam. Yes, they are real
Yeah.
swords.
Right,
Like, they're
yeah.
real metal, they are real things, just not sharp. But
And they're
real
built
swords,
to
like real metal
withstand.
swords.
Yeah, they're built to withstand like actual impact.
Yes.
So if you sharpen them, they would be like legitimate, like going out and slicing up an opponent kind of
Right.
weapons.
Right.
Because when you're stage fighting, right, like you don't want weapons that are gonna fall apart during.
You kind of don't want your broadsword being sliced in half when you're, going blade to blade and they're so thin. And if you actually hit them at full speed, you would just cut them in half or deteriorate them to nothing.
Right.
So you use a blunted weapon so that they can take contact like that without doing detrimental damage to the metal.
So why don't you also tell us about the swords that are on your wall behind you? Somebody was asking about that.
Oh dear. Okay. This one here is actually a stage combat sword. It is not sharp at all. It is real metal, but not but blunted. This one here is an actual sword, like a real sword. It's called the Cut and Thrust, and I can give you the huge historical background behind it and a snippet. It's the transitional weapon between the rapier and the broadsword. It's thick like a broadsword, but it's starting to look and seem like the rapier. Like it's starting to have a little bit of the design of the rapier. So it's a transitional weapon. I have more in my room here. I have, I guess I can kind of start to I'll give you the tour of my room here. I have the Hyrule sword and shield on my wall. There's the skull broadsword. There's a saber up there. There's a cutlass somewhere over here. There you go. And then there's other things over here. I have a room of death.
And it's so ironic.
I have a room of
It is so ironic that you literally are one of the best fighters in the cast, and we gave you the role of an archer.
You did. Now I'm going to hold this just to make myself look even more badass.
Hold on. Think for this.
That was perfect.
No, but and actually
man.
it was so funny. It's so funny because I had actually never, in all of the sword styles and weapon styles, I know quarterstaff and axe and all of these weapon styles except archery. So then she goes, "Brad, you're going to be an archer." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. YouTube, you are my friend." And I YouTubed everything on how to arch, and I actually do a weird style. It's called dagger style. I found online. That's why if you look at my grip, it's actually a reverse. And say, "Hey, I looked up this thing. It's called dagger style. Is this okay that I use this as Ranger's arching style?" Because I don't want to look like weird. Like, why is the archer shooting that way? That's terrible,
Yeah, it was pretty cool actually.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you learned for the shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But that all that being said, I imagine we're going to be using a lot of your sword skills here soon for season 2.
We've seen 7. We've seen 7, right? So we can talk about Young Ranger.
Yeah.
But we'll save that. We'll see. We can save that for when we're talking
7.
for episode 7.
Yeah.
Got it. But, yeah.
All right, let's move on here. We got some more. TARDIS Girl wants to know if she can send us pics of her LARP costume. Please do. Would love to see those.
Yep. We are on Facebook and Twitter, so feel free to tag us there.
Yep. Yeah, just tag us or put it on our page or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that. She also wants to know if AJ will be in this Google Hangout soon. Her laptop or the webcam broke, so that's literally been the whole reason.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, when she has that fixed, we will certainly have her here. Abigail Candela wants to know, were the quesadillas just microwaved tortillas and cheese, or was some effort put into the quesadillas?
Juliana made those. She made them like on a griddle. She said they weren't her finest work, but they were probably fine. I don't know. I didn't eat any.
Neither did I, actually. I had no idea how they tasted because I didn't eat one either.
That's why you're my favorite, Brad.
Brad didn't have any. He didn't have any quesadillas to eat. Is that fair?
All I had was my mead. I was just like, if you look back at the scene, Ranger's not eating anything. He doesn't eat anything. He just drinks Mountain Dew.
Actually, as far as I know, Chloe did not eat any either. So she's also my favorite.
Wait, so was it only me?
True.
No,
it was not you and
AJ.
Oh, okay, good. Glad to have led the charge.
There is definitely a vine of me eating, and also bloopers of me eating. Like, literally, it's like, I'm like peeling off a piece, and I look over and see the camera's catching me, and I'm like, shit!
Yeah, I know there's a vine where I smack it out of your hand.
You do. But, okay, I've had Juliana's, like, from scratch. I've helped her make her from scratch quesadillas before, which are amazing. These were good, but they weren't, like, again, yeah, they weren't her best work. They were like, hey, we need quesadillas, like, really fast. Can you make them? And she made them. So, they were
Juliana was a really good cook, though. I mean, like, all of her stuff that she made was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Draggy Duck wants to, I think this is very important, guys. The cut and thrust sounds like you're euphemisming.
It's the legitimate name of the sword. It's not a euphemism. It is exactly what it is called. Look it up.
Sure, Brad. Sure. Also, he wants to know, was the Mountain Dew actual Mountain Dew, though?
Actually, his cup was empty.
Yeah, it was a legit.
Wasn't
my
it?
cup was empty, but my cup was empty, but I had a legitimate can of Mountain Dew.
You drank the whole can, and then it became a prop.
Right.
Oh, that's right. I think you like chugged it right before filming too.
Yeah, we were like,
Brad. I needed every minute of it.
Oh man! All right. Last question. What's the Vine account?
Oh, I don't know. Was it? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's connected to the Twitter account.
I had some premium vines back in the day, back in the pilot days.
Vines!
If anybody ever wants to know the street that we came
The one vine I remember was the bean. I remember that one.
There's so many inside jokes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's literally okay. So I found a linky thingy. Does that work when I do that? It does. Okay, the link is in the chat. It is Basic Adventuring 101, and you will find all of these. Yeah, actually, the second vine on there is me eating the quesadilla. So we got a little lazy as we were filming. We used to do a lot of them, but we didn't have any reception, basically, where we were filming.
It was when I was social media manager that I cultivated the choicest vines for our account. Somebody
Yes.
gave me the name. Yeah.
I appreciate that one of them is just called like "fuck you, Saker."
Is it really?
Yep.
Delightful.
The third one down.
Yeah, TARDIS Girl, we did answer your question. And the answer to your question was that we were going to answer it later. In episode 7, when we get to that part. Alright.
Oh, yeah, Abigail Candela did do a quick parody of Wannabe, which made me laugh, but I am not musical enough to sing it, so...
Does anybody know? I don't actually know the tune to Wannabe.
Well, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Oh, that one!
I really, 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 really want to sing. Oh.
Alright, so take it away, Saker.
Yeah, it's in the comments.
Yep.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Foxtail! Gotta run to the fight. Okay. Quiz forever, but as we never ends. I don't remember the tune that part. That's like
You wanna be a foxtail.
Instead of lover, it should be like, if you want to be my LARPer.
We will
if you want to be a LARPer.
Forever. Yeah. No, it works. It totally works.
Yeah, so thanks.
What?
perfect.
Oh, yeah, thanks! Yep, fail. Thanks, Jackie Duck. Whatever. Pshaw, we were awesome. We'll get that. We'll nail it. It'll be the next Vine.
Yeah, alright.
In 1 year from now. What a callback. All right. Let's wrap up here. We're 20 minutes over where I want to be. Every time. Every time. Just as Will's song goes. Every time. Thanks for watching. We're going to have another one of these next week because episode 8 is a lot of work and technical difficulties and shit. I don't know. So I'm not sure who's going to be on it next week, but keep watching our Facebook and all the different things, and you will get the message somehow. Tell us who you want to see. Apparently you want to see AJ, so I'll definitely tell her that. But yeah. But hey, that really wraps up episode 3 of Basic Discussion 101.
Bye.
This is the part where we all put on sunglasses and.
I don't even know where mine went.
Take her.
Different chair. Here. Okay. Done.
All right.
Great.
Okay. And cut.